All right, a viewer from Brooklyn Park wants to visit the question of whether or not the legislature would be willing to cut its size. And this viewer says that would be one way to reduce expenses. And various experts have weighed in on this question and think it might be a good idea or a bad idea to cut our legislative size from 201 legislators to some smaller number. I think that could be done by statutory action, if I'm recalling correctly, but maybe the two of you could address that question. Has there been any discussion about that? If not this year, maybe for some future year. Senator Eakin? We'll ask the professor, the academic here about this question. We'll start with you.
And I do think that it could be done legislatively as far as the size of the legislature. We wouldn't be able to go to unicameral. That's in the Constitution, so that would require constitutional change. And whether I would support it or not, I guess, depends on which legislators would be let go.
He'd want me to go. You wouldn't want him to go.
You both have lists, right?
Exactly.
You know?
But there hasn't been any discussion of that. And I think, we do have a relatively large legislature compared to other states. Actually, we have the largest state senate in the country in terms of the number of members, 67 members. However, I think it's important to note that our legislative district size is right in the middle. It's about average. We represent, what is it now, 79,000?
About 79,000, yeah, that's
79,000 people in each district. That's about average for a Senate district when you count all the ones around the country. So I think that that's good. I think we're right in the middle on that, and I think it's also all right to have close representation of the people, because the smaller the district is, the smaller the number of people that you represent, the more accessible you are to the people of your district. And I think that it's good for people to not only know the name of their legislator, but to know them personally and be able to talk to them when they have an issue they want to discuss. And I think that leads to better representation in the legislative process.
If we ever got to the point where this was a large enough issue for the people that legislation got in front of me to decrease the size of the legislature, I would vote for it. To me, it's not a huge priority for many of the reasons that Kent stated. I think it makes it harder, again, on greater Minnesota legislators because due to the way the population is spread out, big legislative districts will get even bigger. That being said, if the people wanted to save money that way, I probably wouldn't stand in the way of it. But I have heard, back when we were in the majority here a couple of years ago, we had a senator, I'm trying to remember who it was, might have been Senator Jen Olson, but I'm not sure of that, who did actually have a bill on that issue, but it never really got any traction.